Next award is the Date Night Award. I feel
Blood Dragon.
No, there's actually some interesting.
Remember me.
There is some interesting nominees.
I did show the intro of that game to my wife on what could have been a date night and it ended there. So
And then it ended the day.
Did the date night end right there?
Yeah.
Did she just
She's
say,
like,
I'm calling my girlfriends.
She went to sleep.
I have a headache.
Okay, this is for best game to play with a significant other. No, this does not.
What if you don't have a significant other?
That's the only caveat.
What?
The thing we decided last year, it is not dependent on your significant other's interest in games. So it's more.
What do you
There is an
wanna play?
accessibility factor, but it's like just the joy of playing with somebody. your
Okay,
significant
yeah.
other. So
That makes sense.
yeah, because like I said, Diablo 3 won last year. So first nominee, Super Mario 3D World. I don't know if you've heard of this.
This little ditty.
Yep. Gone Home, which is interesting for a single-player game, but I
know where the argument
For a
comes
single
from.
player video
in the
game.
same vein, Outlast. No, seriously.
Because of the brothers.
I got it.
I mean, I watch a lot of horror
that's fine.
movies.
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
I know.
Oh man, this game is going to struggle today without its champion, Marvel Heroes.
Yeah.
There's no Josh.
No, I'm very
What is
indifferent to
that game?
Starbound,
It's like a Diablo-esque collector
Oh,
heroes.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Rayman Legends,
Oh, yeah.
Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Get your drink.
Can you really? I don't know if you can play it the entire night though.
You can't play it together. No.
Well, if you each have a 3DS, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
If you have two DSs, you can play.
Pikmin 3, we're in the
one town?
Aaron nomination section.
You can visit each other's town.
Okay.
Justin and I visited.
Battle Block Theater.
On a date night.
Aaron and I had a
On
nice
a date night.
little date night
That was.
with Battle Block Theater.
I support Battle Block.
Anything else to nominate? Anybody?
Should Path of Exile?
Yeah, I was going to say Mike the Dean. I mean, if we had Diablo 3 in there, I mean, yeah, Path of Exile is a datey game.
Datey game?
Datey game.
It's a
datey
datey
game.
game. Path of Exile, the datiest game on the internet.
Do not play this if your significant other is easily intimidated by skill trees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That web of skills.
Yeah, Jason.
Spelunky was just brought up in chat.
I was just thinking about that, like games,
God.
Spelunky will be
competitive games. Yeah,
I would not
like
wanna
that
play
pole, the pole riders one that we did during the marathon. I had a lot of fun. That's because I beat everybody.
just cause 2 multiplayer. I just want to write that
That is
down.
low.
Games to ruin
that was a lot of
relationships.
fun.
Okay. We all have our own criteria here. Let's try not to go down that rabbit hole.
So
Nominations
AAA
here.
games.
Ethan.
Pikmin 3.
So if this is a date night, here's some criteria I'm going to add just for fun.
Yeah.
If it's a first date night, I would not, say this is a good game because of
Talk
the
about Star
intent
Wars the
that
whole
this
time
game
and play
would
video
help
games.
you with. So on maybe date 3 or 4, where you think that may be some hand action going on, Outlast is a perfect game because that man or woman will jump into your lap at some point within the first 2 hours of the game. And I think that's really beneficial on a date night, especially when you're trying to get the next level.
If you have to spend
That's really
if you have
the
to,
only input I have
if you have
because
to
I don't.
spend 2 hours on a date
my frame of
trying to
reference
get to
for
the
date
next.
nights is not in games.
What if you were on a date and you made it to that part where the guy is like, "Hey, come here, buddy"?
Yeah.
that
Your
we get,
fish.
man? I mean,
Would that ruin the date?
Because they hit. Oh man. Well, actually, because they hit the same itch, I'm gonna get rid of
What if that
Marvel
really
Heroes and
started
keep
the
Path
date?
of Exile.
Started. Come here, buddy. Hey, buddy.
As far as genres go.
well, you could say that. Maybe that works. You could work that into the makeout session.
Pikmin 3's not winning this. Just get rid of it.
How is the co-op on that? Or is there?
There is multiplayer,
Right.
but I've not played it because there's no way I could teach my wife how to play Pikmin 3.
I just.
All right, explain to me how the Animal Crossing is working on a date
That's
night.
some
Take a shot.
late chill.
You're doing chores.
Right, but together,
And
like you're
yeah.
helping each other.
Yeah, and
you're doing
you-
something.
you either
or
have-
are you just both
you either-
sitting, not talking to each other on the couch, doing your own.
You're talking to.
I don't
us.
consider chores a good thing to do on date night.
You don't consider Animal Crossing a good thing to do.
We just broke that sentence down.
No, I mean it's I think it's a really relaxing game to play. So
I think it's relaxing. It's easy. There's little to no punishment in playing it.
Is there?
But you can argue.
Are you playing that game together on date night? Is that any different than any other day of the week when you and your significant other are playing that game?
it would be like the
What about it? That like, honey, it's date night. Let's sit down and play this game together. Like
this happens every time we talk about Animal Crossing in front of Ethan.
He gets up and leaves.
we're talking about date night, and he just remembered right now he's supposed to be.
To me, there
having a
are
date.
like date night traditions. Like there are a lot of people that every Tuesday you do trivia night or something like that. And like I feel like Animal Crossing falls into that.
Like you could schedule
like it's just
a once a week thing.
I mean, at the same time, like an Outlast or a Gone Home, that's almost like a movie night. Like it's just that's your
Right.
selection.
Right.
And I don't know if it's repetition can work either way. So I think Animal Crossing works because of that. But
You can go to the
I'm also
island.
not sure. Okay, Battle Block Theater isn't gonna win. I'm gonna be good.
Yeah. Is that? That's not competitive. That like you're helping each other, right?
All right. Just Cause 2 multiplayer. That'd be
That works once.
it's a good time. But
It's a good time. I don't know about a date.
okay, Mario 3D World. I almost want to strike it because people seem to be kind of annoyed with the co-op with it. Like I would put Rayman Legends.
Have you
above that.
have you done? Has any of you guys done the co-op on it?
I've played a little bit.
I
but
have too.
It's fun for the early half of the game, but when the stages get more challenging, it can get frustrating.
Okay.
yeah.
It's like you need your significant other to be good at video games. You get some of the platforming.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to be at the same level.
Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah, you have to
I remember
be
running into that with
together.
New Super Mario Brothers on Wii. It's like my wife loves Mario, but playing
So-
co-op was difficult because she had to be as good as me
Yeah.
to get
As
through
Yeah.
it.
Women.
So as far as
And
co-op
She
platforming
doesn't
goes,
play games.
I would say Rayman Legends over.
I would strike 3D World in and leave Rayman Legends just because I've played both of those with my wife, and the frustration in 3D World was much greater than running through Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends.
Rain Man,
Rayman Legends.
Dustin Hoffman.
Just a game.
It's real weird not
That's
seeing him
run
with
around is a great
arms, with
idea
his
for a
hands
video
just
game.
floating around.
You run around and run into all of his other characters.
Definitely.
Wait, Path of Exile. Which one? Why is that on there? Is that
That's
is that a Diablo style game?
It's a Diablo style game.
Yeah. Okay, I remember Ethan playing
And
that.
we struck heroes, Marvel heroes. Starbound.
I don't feel strong about.
I don't feel
Starbound.
strongly about Starbound.
But that's just kind of
We got to the root of that one.
that's just the same. Like that's just the Terraria experience. I think that I remember Josh talking about a
although
lot
like
last year.
the whole building something it's an ongoing project.
Again, I feel like that's
not
the Animal Crossing thing I was just asking about. Like you don't just sit down and play the game together. It's just something you both are playing together, and you just pick a night of the week
Oh, okay.
to
I see-
commit
I
to
see where
playing
you're coming
together.
from.
There's more cooperation. I don't know. There's
Whereas like Gone Home and Outlast, I get that. Like
Okay.
the idea of like that's going to happen once. You're going to be like, honey, it's Friday night. Sit down. This is going to take 2 hours.
where I'm going is we got to get rid of one of Gone Home or Outlast. We got to get rid of Starbound or Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they cover the same type of evening, I guess.
I would get rid of Starbound just because it's not the easiest game
Okay.
to get into multiplayer with.
I already struck it once, so if we're still
Now bring it
Yeah,
back.
I was gonna say compared to. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's a
don't- I
strong
don't know what-
contender.
the ease of access is not quite there yet.
I
so.
love the idea of Outlast being on this list, but
I would strike
Gone
it.
Home is
A lot shorter, right? It's,
that like
Gone
that,
Home's only
that
a couple
kind of like
hours.
movie game experience.
Yeah.
Like, I think Gone Home going through that.
I think the
together.
pacing on Gone Home is tighter than Outlast. Whereas Outlast, you can get stuck
Yeah.
in an area. You're trying to get,
Yeah.
sneak around
Well, in
people.
Outlast,
You walk around trying to find the door you have to go through.
if your date doesn't want to watch that, I mean, Gone Home seems like it's a little bit more universal, whereas Outlast, I mean, some people do not like that kind of stuff, and that's not going to be a good date night for you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it
all
will
the,
get you some
all the
nookie.
horror and ghost and everything in Gone Home. Isn't that kind of? Isn't that the same thing? No.
The Ghost Hunting.
So Ethan,
All the
you
jump
played through.
scares.
I don't know what the
Lightning strikes.
the end of Path of Exile.
Yeah,
is
Starbound
like.
is
I'm only
still in
about
pre-release.
I'd say a quarter of the way through that game. So
Uh-huh.
does the pacing keep up Like, do you feel like it still hits our Diablo 3 itch from last year?
I mean, yeah. I'm just like with me. To me, that's not a date night game. But the argument for Diablo 3 last year, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it made sense. I think Josh had experience with date night on Diablo 3. Path of Exile there's a depth to Path of Exile that is. Compared to Diablo 3 where you can jump in there and it's kind of Josh's argument last year was that he could help his wife catch up with him and stuff. Path of Exile is nothing like that. I mean there's that skill tree and all that kind of stuff, so I would cross that off just because you're not just going to jump into it. The barrier of entry is kind of lacking.
Mod it.
You know, this year I'm going with Gone Home for this.
I think that sounds good. I didn't even play it, but it looked I want to watch somebody play it.
I've heard enough about it. Yeah, that it's just like reading a short story or watching a film.
Yeah.
As a video game, I don't know.
Are we okay with Animal Crossing losing?
I'm never okay with Animal Crossing losing, but
2 shots.
But Gone Home.
I like the idea. I like the idea of on date night 2 people sitting there playing Animal Crossing.
3 shots.
Animal Crossing.
4. Man,
yeah, Gone Home.
Drunk.
I'm Gone Home. I would almost have argued some Rayman Legends, but I think that those moments.
Try it. Just try it.
The moments for Rayman Legends, it's going to come up again in later categories for the reasons that I would say I like it for a date night. And those reasons are so selective in comparison to Gone Home is like such an experience that's start to finish that you will remember stuff, you will feel stuff, and it's something you can even talk about afterwards. Whereas Rayman Legends, you're like, oh, we had some fun, and then flat, you're done. But Gone Home, I mean, you can.
I mean, coming from the perspective of not playing any of these games and just listening to the experience, I would have to go with Gone Home because my wife doesn't really play games, so she would more enjoy on a date night
just sitting next to you,
watching something
you.
like that. Like, the time she's watched me play games, it's like she was interested in watching BioShock because it was a good story.
Yeah,
she got into The Last of Us because it was, which both are kind of like, movie experiences almost.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yes, but this ends up being like not so much like a video game of the night as it is just like a movie night.
I think there's a place for it though.
I think that's fine.
Because Gone Home, I mean, that's once and done.
Video games and movies are like,
all right,
we're good. They're not. No.
Yeah, they are.
They're not at all.
I mean, the stories are getting stronger.
Shooters. That's it.
I think Animal Crossing is the only one that would have the legs to maybe go longer than one playthrough.
That's why I play Animal Crossing for its stamina.
That's
2 more shots.
Stamina. Date
but
night.
I mean, at Rayman Legends, my wife and I played through it, and once we were finished, I'm the only one that went back to try to do like 100% kind of stuff or any daily. So I had my fun. I'm out, but
all right.
Is that what your wife does?
That's what
she has
she
her
says.
fun and she's out.
Yeah, and I cry alone.
So what happens on date night? All right, I'm done. I'm out.
She leaves him to go back in and finish his 100%.
Get all the achievements.
The date night award goes to Gone Home. Finalist Rayman Legends, Animal Crossing, New Leaf.
Chop.